know, here is a tricky story with Ric Flair. Ric Flair was a really good friend of ours, man. I love Ric Flair, man. One of the most generous guys you ever meet. Is exactly the way you see him. Woo! Where's the kamikazes? That's Ric Flair. That's him all day. I remember walking into a bar with Ric Flair and he said, "Bartender, give me 30 kamikazes, 15 for my friend Animal here and 15 for me." Really good guy. But when it came down to contract time with Jim Crockett Promotions, you know, Hawk and I were the first guys to have one of the really big contracts in wrestling, guaranteed money. And I heard rumors, I didn't know for sure, rumblings that Rick didn't like it. And really barked at Jimmy Crockett for giving us one. But at that time, what are you going to do? We go to WWF, NWA's dead. I mean, I'll be honest with you, it would be dead because we were wrestling main events every night for NWA and Jim Crockett Promotions. So that part about it bothered us, but it never came to front where Rick and I ever talked about it. I mean, even after that, I would bring home toys for his kids from Japan. Two of his kids, David, who wrestled, lived in Minnesota, and Megan, his daughter, lived in Minnesota with his ex-wife. I would bring Rick toys home for his kids at Christmas, build the toys for him that Rick couldn't do, and I would do that kind of stuff for him. So we became good buddies.
What's the craziest thing you witnessed him doing when he was...
With Flair?
Yeah.
I'll give you a good Flair story, right? You'll love this. We're in Las Vegas, Nevada. Now, I'm not a partier, right? I was never a big drinker, partier. I left that to my partner, Hawk. Hawk partied enough for both of us. My wife could tell you that. She knew Hawk better than I did. Party for both of us, right? So one time we're in Vegas. Now with the time difference, I think we wrestled in San Francisco, hopped on the private plane that Crockett had, went to Vegas, got there late. I'm eating and I go to bed. Well, I knew Flair and those guys were out partying with Marilyn Chambers. Now, you know Marilyn Chambers, she's very famous in the adult world films, right? And some other people, right? And at the time, I think Ric Flair was in between marriages, one of his 6 marriages, I don't know which one it was, marriage number 3, number 4. Someone knocks on my door at 5 o'clock in the morning. I didn't get to bed until 4 o'clock. I got to bed about an hour's sleep. And you know, I opened the door, I looked at the people, I hear, Animal, it's Nate. I'm going, what do you want, Flair? And I see the fur coat, and I go, he goes, I got you to know, you got to see this. You ain't going to believe this. And I said, what? And I'm naked, and I open up the door, and I said, what? Because I'm sleeping, right? He goes, Animal, meet Bathsheba. Bathsheba, meet Animal. And it's this Indian girl. And I will tell you, she's like a 12. She had Flair's fur coat on. She opens it up, and she's stark naked underneath it, right? And I'm laughing. I told Flair, I said, what in the world am I going to do with that? And I closed the door, went back into bed, and went to sleep. That's one of Flair's nutty things that he would do. He'd show up out of the blue with a naked girl, look at this. He always wanted, it was like he was parading off his trophy, you know? Yeah. That's exactly what it was like.